So yes, we are here at Taste Bud Therapy with one of my favorite people in the world, Ish. She is a phenomenal body worker. She's done work on my body and so many other people here in Baltimore, the DMV area. Just wanted to sit down and have a conversation with my girl. Let you also introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Holistic Maria. I am Holistic Maria. That's like my business name, and I'm Aisha. Or Isha. Um, yes, I specialize in massage therapy and just helping people heal.
And I'm so glad that you're my first guest. It's been life has been lifing,
For sure.
but you know, looking at my name, Taste Bud Therapy, and actually looking at the etymology of the name Taste, taste means to touch. And so, you being my first guest, being someone who touches people for a living, and you also do a phenomenal job about it. So I just wanted to introduce you, and we're gonna break some bread together because taste bud therapy wouldn't be anything without the food component. So we have some wonderful mango juice to quench our thirst, and I brought us some collard greens.
Mm.
Collard greens is good for the soul. Got a little bit of pot liquor in here, slow cook, but still got the crunchiness to it because we wanted to keep. I wanted to keep the life in the greens. So, and we also have um, Japanese sweet potatoes, which is my favorite. So, sweet and savory, and we're just gonna enjoy this while we talk. And the birds is chirping.
Mm. Smells so good.
So, I know you have been doing a lot of transitioning, and I wanted to speak to what are you doing during the spring season to pretty much nourish yourself and take care of yourself, um, you know, during this time.
Well, I have a new workout routine that I've been doing on the weekend that just helped me um, get out of mommy mode and keep myself healthy and just doing that to just keep my head together actually. And it
What does it
feels
look like?
good. So I am doing like weight training and trying to heal my diabetes, which
Okay.
is the egg separation from having children. Um, so I've been doing that. Yeah, it just helps keep my mind right. And it feels good. I feel good after, energized, and just trying to stay consistent.
Okay. So did you come up with that yourself, or did
No,
somebody you working with a trainer?
I'm working with a trainer has helped me. He has helped me create this routine, telling him my um, concerns.
Okay. So working with a trainer to help you to get all the things that you need for your well-being um, is important. Um, did he was he referred to you by anybody, or is it somebody that?
We actually met at a wellness event.
Oh,
I want to plug the people right. So I was there at a launch for someone who, like, they have oils, natural oils, and body butters and beard butters. Or something today.
We'll figure it out.
Turquoise.
Okay.
Turquoise. Her name is Turquoise, and that is the name of her brand.
Okay.
And I was doing massage, of course, and he was doing like wellness and teaching people about um getting healthy, being healthy. So we kind of connected in that way, and it was time for me to get back in the gym, and so he helped me with that.
Okay. So just to recap, this food is highly nourishing. We got some really good greens. We got some Japanese sweet potatoes. And I'm just so thankful to break bread with you. We've done it multiple times before. What could you say to your experience with eating our food? Like, how do you feel when? Because sometimes when I make food, it's not always about the presentation. It's more about the medicine towards it. So, what, based not just this meal, but like, what have you experienced with experiencing my food? Like, break that down.
I always feel good after eating your food, or juice, or sea moss, or whatever you have to try, or I got put in here. I always feel refreshed, energized, so tasty. Always good.
So I do have another question. What does massage therapy mean to you beyond the physical?
Hmm, that's deep. Massage therapy, it's more of a journey. Um, I started, well, I went to school and inquired about it because I was on a journey to, um, I was on a journey for my self healing, and I don't know. I just had like I was getting a massage, and then I had like an epiphany, like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do to help you. It feels great. Um, and learning about massage and the body, touch is so important. I know we said we're not gonna talk about the physical, but just touch is so healing for people who don't have someone or uh, an elder who needs that loving hand or even just someone to talk to. And therapy is so much for everybody. It's not just a luxury. It's like it should be a part of daily routine. It means so much to me because I just love to help people put a smile on their face, and I just love that feeling of ooh, needed that. It felt so good, and I just that brings me so much joy.
So it sounds like massage therapy is a release.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always think that massage therapy is also spiritual, and you have to protect yourself. You know, I've done body work myself with other people. I've done Reiki. You know, I work with the sound bowls, and in fact, I did that this morning. I taught a class, and sometimes, you know, not even I'm not always touching people, and sometimes I feel drained. So, for you, how do you protect yourself? Like, how do you re-energize? You know, like, how do you protect yourself from other people's energy? Because they're not always aware of what they're carrying, and they not always know how to release that.
Yeah.
And sometimes they can be aware and not give you that protection or let you know.
Right.
So you have to also have a discernment. But like, what are your practices to protect yourself during that moment?
So before any massage, I always set an intention. And this could be before I even meet the person or after we have like a consult, we talk about the things that are bothering them. I set an intention of what I intend to do and what the exchange should be. Because energy exchanges when you're doing the massage, like you were saying, and you could pick up something that you don't necessarily want, and somebody could be just you know you moving and things around, and it could come off of them. So the first thing I do is always set an intention, of what I want to do for the client and what I want to help them with. So like I said, that's twice. But also, I always, when I set the intention, it helps me to feel shielded, and I know where I stand. I am helping them through their pain and things, and I'm not opening myself up to getting whatever's coming on. Basically, I have that in my mind and my body, and I stand in that. So it helps me not to pick up things. Also, even after a day of doing massage, just cleansing, whatever that is, showering, water is cleansing, sage is cleansing. Just always doing that as well. Because just because I set that intention doesn't mean that I'm protected 100%. So all that together does make me feel better.
Mhm. Yeah. I know that sometimes when I'm doing energy work, I just speak over to myself and I say, whatever is not belongs to me, I leave it here.
Yes.
I'm only here to guide, I'm only here to elevate the situation. And if I can't, if I'm not feeling well or if something is going on with me, even when I touch food, I'm not going to do it because I'm responsible for my energy and I want to make sure that I'm not putting my stuff into food. I'm not putting it into my sound healing. I'm not putting it into my whatever I got going on. So how do you handle that situation? Because I know the girl looks good. When I met her, she only had one child. Now she got three more. So it's a total of four. So I don't know how she go to school and work and then take care of these little kids and making sure that they straight. So like how do because the little kids be sick sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
true.
you might catch a little bug, but you gotta hustle, you gotta, provide. So like how do you take care of yourself in
Or
that sense?
armor up, because I know that my children can get things and give me things, but when they're sick, it's no way I can be sick.
Right.
And I have to keep myself healthy so I can take care of them. So I do different things. I mean, I take um one of the things I love to take is black tea oil and oregano together in a supplement form or really like a pill, like a form, and your heart is just beating. It's just so much the frequency. Um, that's one thing I like to do. Sea moss, if I have some, take that and just
So you don't see people if you are sick. You just reschedule.
that's a good question. I don't really. I guess yeah, yeah. I have never done a massage with someone that I'm sick. Yeah, no, no, definitely don't want to do that because your energy is just you don't want to put that on. But feel like I didn't answer the question of her. So
Excuse me, guys. We're out in the real world. So we are in Baltimore, and it does get noisy around here. So excuse the noise, but I think it's a part of the experience. So yeah. How are you enjoying the food?
it's good. It's good.
Okay. When did you realize that your hands could heal people? Because there's a lot of massage therapists out there, and it's not a healing experience. They might be rubbing you down, but you don't feel like there was a transformation that happened. But with you, I feel like you're not just following like book massage. I feel like you're doing intentional massage, and I think you're like actually listening to the body and knowing what that person may need. Because sometimes the consultation, people say, "Oh, it's my shoulders," but during the therapy, it's like the buttocks is just
So
stiff.
tight, right,
You know what
right,
I'm saying?
right.
So
So, that's so it's not funny, but I noticed. I guess I realized in school when I was learning and we would practice on each other what we've learned. I noticed, and even the instructor or the teacher would say, okay, like, oh, you got a natural skill for this. And I was like, I do, yeah. Because when I'm massaging someone, my intuition takes over. And I don't know how to describe it in detail, but something takes over me and I just know where to go. And it's always deeper for me. And I just go with that and I trust myself and I trust my hands and my intuition to just go with it. So yeah, I had that discovery in school, and it's funny because out with like friends who are massage therapists always tell me I look like I'm doing a dance, like I'm, you know how they do Tai Chi and that. So
You in rhythm.
yes, I'm in rhythm. Yes.
It sounds like your higher self takes over and you trust it so much that you don't fight it.
No, I don't fight it.
Right.
No, I don't overthink it.
Right. Right. And I like that you said it's a dance because Native Americans, Africans, indigenous people, dance is a part of therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And rhythm is definitely, if you don't have rhythm, you can't be flexible. Mm. And when you have rhythm and you realize that it's a dance between you and the person that you're doing the therapy on, I feel like that's where you could really transmute, some of the things that might be going on. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate, that answer. So, like I said, you are a mother of 4, and, the girl do it effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's not easy. I know it's hard, but she does have brilliant children, that also keep you in check. Because I done seen it. They keep her in check. For sure, all girls. All girls. So, as a mother, and me being a doula, I wish that I could have been there for you during those times. But how do you feel like your postpartum? Do you feel like you was nourished in your postpartum?
No, not at all. So my first child was when I was 18, which is a total different experience. But I had started having my more children in my 30s. So, yeah. Got the bikes out. Meh, 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 meh. Probably my baby dog on my first one. Anyway. What was I going to say? Oh, we were talking about postpartum. Postpartum was very, very hard. I I went through a lot postpartum having my 3 children, my youngest. And I think the first time I kind of I
Thank you so much for tuning in to the first Taste Bud Therapy recording with another person that I respect. I love her art. I love her as a person, her personality. Please continue to watch. I also link some of her contacts at the bottom, her social media, how you can book a massage with her. And I hope you guys enjoy. And if you have any suggestions on other topics you want me to talk about in the same realm of art, food, rituals, and sex culture on Taste Bud Therapy, I'm always open to hearing. Please put the comment in the comment section, or you could also email me at tastebudtherapist@gmail.com, and I'm more than happy to get your feedback and also get some suggestions, some things that you might be interested in hearing, some different types of hosts or local artists.
I didn't know, but when I realized I kind of got myself together, maneuvered through it with exercise and yoga and things like that. But as I had more children, it got tougher and tougher. And when you don't have like a balance, with a partner or with support, it's even worse. So my situation, I didn't really have that much support from my partner or just like from family. I mean, a lot was on me. It was through the pandemic. It was just, yeah.
I remember us talking, and I think it was the last child.
Mm.
You went to the hospital
Mm-hmm.
and they sent you home,
Yeah,
and you ended up having a baby at home.
I did. I had my baby in my room on the floor, on all fours. I'm not really upset about that part
Yeah.
because that's kind of what I wanted.
Yeah.
But I felt like I wasn't heard by a lot of people around me, um, which happens to women all the time. But because of what I've trained myself for birth, I was able to get myself through it. Um, and I can't even tell you how I did that. Like I just did it. Um, it was the hardest birth I've had, and
But the labor wasn't long, right?
the labor, I feel like it was long because people weren't listening, but I feel like I was ready to give birth before people did. So, no, it wasn't long, and that's the thing. A lot of the midwife that took me home, I had never gave birth with her. Like,
was she a white woman?
Yes, she was a white woman. And my other midwives were white as well, but they knew that I don't leave alone. So also, the people around me, I feel like they just didn't know.
You feel like they were unconscious and like genuinely didn't know, or you feel like they were being ignorant and like not really allowing themselves to be open to hear you?
I feel like the midwives it felt like they were busy in the hospital, and she didn't really have time to like really give that time to me. And she was just like, it's not happening, so I need you to go because I need this, I need this run for someone else who's actually in labor. Okay. Oh, I was actually in labor. But the people around me, I felt like it was unconscious. Like they didn't intentionally not listen. It was kind of just like, in their mind, labor takes long. Like I had a doula. She didn't really know that well. She never had gave birth with me. And she was learning me, and it's unfortunate she just didn't understand the depth. And it wasn't like I could explain it in that time because I'm in labor. So I'm in an immense pain, and they don't tell you the more children you have, the worse pain. I mean, the pain gets worse.
Okay.
I thought it was
the opposite.
Yes. So, yeah, it was a learning experience. And I feel like the person who should have known didn't react the way they should have.
Who's that person? If you don't mind me asking.
My partner, that I had the child with. I think that this is that was our third child together. I felt like they should have been more aware because they see me give birth and they see me in labor, and it doesn't take long.
Okay, so my next question is, and I know you're trying to eat, so I'm gonna.
Oh, I ain't trying. I'm doing it.
Try to get a.
I'm eating my food.
But I know, as a massage therapist, I know you are a super conscious mother, and you are always, doing your best, even when you feel like, and I'm speaking because we have a friendship. So I know that during these times, it's like, it's challenging for us. So, like, how do you have a balance between nourishing your children and trying to give them the best nourishment, and also making sure that you have enough of resources, financial resources, to keep everything paid because you are a single mother. So like, how do you keep that balance? Because, instant ramen noodles is quick, and the kids love it because it got drugs in it. But you also know, like, I don't want to give my kids this, and if I do, I don't want it to be it's something that's that's
all
happened
the time.
often.
Yeah.
So like, where do you find a balance, or what are your favorite like nutritious meals, and what are some of them cheap meals that they're cheap and but you trying to get you trying to still feed them well. Like what's those?
So I found that just making things myself, like I make my own type of. It's not the healthiest thing, but it's something that I make myself. Hamburger helper. I'm gonna just put that out there. It's
No judgment. This is a safe
right.
zone.
So panini noodles, ground beef, only grass fed. I just try to do that. So it just even looks different than the other stuff. And cheese, heavy cream, and that's a little quick dish that is cheesy. It's noodles, it's meat, it's salt. My children love. Of course, sometimes we have to do a cheap thing depending on the budget, and that's fine. But I know, like my children love fruit. They'll eat fruit all day, all night, and what fruit does is give them some nourishment and help them cleanse.
Yeah,
detox out. So I just find, like I try to do a healthy balance. Because it's not
balance is the key.
Yeah, it's not always that I can get the best nutrition. And my children love noodles. The instant noodle. Love, but they also just like butter noodles and stuff like that. So, but they love vegetables and they love fruit. So it's like, you pick your battles. And if it's not in your budget, fruit is always something you can get.
Right. Right. What's the youngest age?
2.
2 years old. She's so sweet, guys. I'm gonna try to post a picture of the family afterwards if she allows me to do so. But the 2-year-old, is she a stubborn eater, or is she open to like what you give her, or she's like, no, mommy, I want.
She's more open to food. She's still nursing.
That's good. That's good. I think that helps build the immune system.
Yes.
So
but she's not a picky eater. She's open to. She loves food. She never. Once she started eating salad, she didn't want baby food.
She's like, nah,
she
I'm
went
good.
straight.
I graduated.
Yes, she went straight to the table food. Also, still nursing. But yeah, she's not a picky eater. My picky eater is my 5-year-old. And if it doesn't look right, if it doesn't smell right, she's not eating. She doesn't like sauce, no condiments.
So how do you balance that? Like, cause it's 5 people, you and 4 mouths. Like, how do you?
I mean, this is not a popular or in our community. It's not really like a acceptable thing. But I give them food according to what they like and what they're going to eat. I mean, I'll make that meal like the one I was telling you about earlier, and they all like that. So that's like a meal that the sauce, the cheese, it works. But I do know, say if I make chicken, somebody want that chicken plain. Somebody likes the chicken that it's made how it's made. Do I fuss and fight? No.
You said pick your battles,
Pick
right?
your battles, for sure.
So, I remember asking you one time, one of the kids was sick, and I was asking you, do you practice massage on your children, and are they receptive, and do they like request massages from you, or do you see them doing it to each other based off of what you do?
My oldest, who's 17, loves massage. My younger children, not so much. They don't really like when I'm
touching them,
massaging them, like. Because when I put lotion on, because I'm a massage therapist, it's more than just, it's a depth for me. I'm like, they're like, mommy, mommy, mommy. They want, hurry up, get it on, let me go. Let me put my clothes on, I want to play. They're not really into it. But I have, like, if they're not feeling well, and, like congestion in your chest to potent it, that's something in massage you do. That helps loosen it up. So I try to do that. A short It has to be short. It can't be
Mhm.
long.
Mhm.
They're like, get out about me.
Can you speak to me about um what is your process of processing some of your traumas and things? Because this is taste bud therapy, and I like to check in with my guests to ask them, like, is there anything that, if you want, or if you're comfortable sharing, that may have shook you and maybe had to find practices outside of what you already practice to help you process? And, like, how do you turn pain to power, I guess? That's it. How do you turn pain to power?
Oh. All right.
And it's the golden hour. Like,
yes,
this
it's the
time,
golden
yeah.
hour. So, how do I turn pain into power? I feel like eventually, naturally, when I go through things, it's a process for me, and it's a lonely process. Because I sometimes when things are happening and I don't want any outside, I want some support, but I have to figure it out on my own. And
She's the GOAT. She's a Capricorn. We gonna get her top 3 in a second, but I'm gonna give her space to answer the question.
I just have to really like go through my lowest low and then get that off of me, and I'm like, all right, what's next? Honestly, the last lowest low I've been, um, my best friend really helped push me, like, wake up, what you doing? What's happening? That's not you. You know, I really hit a place where I was just not myself, and part of that was because of postpartum and
Lack of support.
a lack of support. Not feeling as motivated as I usually am, and things kind of just hit the fan. The shit hit the fan, and I let it hit the fan. I feel like at that point I needed it to hit the fan, so I could like shake up my life. Like, what's going on? And sometimes it only takes somebody to tell me like, what's happening? For me to be like, oh, whoa, wait a minute.
You're
Oh
right.
my
You know what?
goodness.
You're right.
You're right. What is happening?
Mm-hmm.
And then I get back on it. I don't know if I'm answering the question. What was it?
How do you turn pain to power? But I also asked you if there was something that you experienced
I did.
that you feel like you want to share. You don't have to.
I was homeless. I lost my apartment, my car, all in the same month. After I think I was turning, how old was I? 31.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe 36. After my birthday, one of my birthdays, I lost everything. And I'm a Capricorn, so that's January, in the winter. Oh, it was the coldest winter. But I just had to give big ups to my bestie, Sierra. Like, sometimes it's so weird because she'll call me. She has no idea what's going on, but something, God, her higher self, tells her, channels,
yeah.
and she just calls me. You okay? What's going on? And I tell her, and then she's like, oh, you. And then I just need her, and she's just there.
Mm-hmm.
And so she helped me pick myself up, and she talked to me like, you can stay here. You got to work. You have to be out by this time. You don't have to pay me, but and all that, I needed all that, and it helped me. And she was just like, "Girl, you did that. Like, you was at my house for, and you got out of there. You got yourself together."
Yeah.
And I just needed her to just take me in, but also, what you doing, girl?
Release you.
Yes, release me. So that was my lowest low. And
were you pregnant during that?
Yes. I was pregnant with my last child.
While you were homeless.
While I was homeless.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to be pregnant. That's full transparency. Didn't want to be pregnant. but also was amazed at this little person just because I'm like, I just had a baby. Now I'm about to have another baby. And I was just so amazed seeing this person and they're like, I'm here. What you what you say? You know what? I'm here. I'm like, okay, she's here.
Yeah.
She's not playing. She's a fighter. So
do you think that contribute to you having a hard delivery? Like, you know, I could only imagine being homeless, being stressed, not really being in this space, not even because you, like you said, you just had a child, and then you're having another one, and then you're already seeing like this lack of support from the partner.
Once, when I was home, that was like the beginning stages of my pregnancy. So by the time I had her in August of 2023, I was stable. Well, I was getting back up on my feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say that it was an eye opener. I don't know if my labor was hard. It was really painful. But her coming out, she came out so easy, if that makes sense. Even though I was going through the worst pain I've ever been in my life. Mm-hmm. I almost wanted I want an epidural. Somebody give me a needle.
Oh, this is a natural birth.
Yes, this is a natural birth. I was at home, no meds. Everybody arrived all at the same time, trying to get me ready to go, and the baby was coming out. So,
I just want to give you your props because, you know, we women go through a lot, you know, period. Like all phases of your life. You don't have to be a mother. You could go through it as a teen, a young girl, a young adult, an elder. So we have a lot on our shoulders, but to have a lot on your shoulders and still keep your head high and know that these little girls are watching you and, you know, you can't give up.
No.
And some people, they crash out, but, you know, you kept your stuff together, you know, because that's enough to make somebody lose it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I have a theory that just came to me the other day. And a lot of it comes from that saying, every person who gives birth is not a mother. Mm-hmm. But in my experience, the things that when you have a baby, everything you need comes with you. Mm-hmm. It's in you. Mm-hmm. And it messes with your mental because you're transitioning to a different person. And I feel like some people take that and it hurts too bad. Mm-hmm. And so they go the other way. But it's still in them. Mm-hmm. It's just that they're they're resisting it. Mm-hmm. And that's when you see mothers who technically think, oh, she's not a good mother. It's in her, but she's resisting it so hard because it's a mourning. You're mourning your old self. Mm-hmm. You're becoming a new person. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you go through a lot to get to that new person. And I feel like some women just like they can't take it. Yeah, it messes with your head, your body is different, everything changes. And then no support at that. Oh, it's just some women it breaks. Yeah, and they don't want to take care of their children. They're like, it's too much, and that comes from a lot of mothers who you see lose their mind and they unalive their children, and it's because it's hard. It's hard. So, we're coming up at the end. I do want to ask you, and thank you for sharing. I think that was a powerful perspective to say out loud. Yeah. What would you say your flavor of life, like if you had a taste for your life right now, like where you are today, what would you say it tastes like? It's a little bit of bitter and it's a little sweet because I'm at that spot where things are so hard, but I'm coming out like oh, I like this new me. I like this mom in me. I like this mature me. I've been through some things that could take another person out, but I'm still here, and it's sweet to be on the other side.
Right.
And I still have to keep pushing, so it's a little bit of sweet.
What do you want your daughters to know about taking care of themselves?
Mm.
And when you're not doing it, like, you know what I'm saying? Because we can tell people what to do, but
Yeah.
sometimes when shit hit the fan,
Well, let me tell you about these little spicy girls. They always gonna put themselves first, and I respect that, and I admire them, and I look at them, and I'm like, yes, they know what they want, and they voice it, which I don't quiet them.
Mhm.
I don't quiet their voices. So it's really what I'm learning from them. Okay, they gonna put themselves 1st
Mhm.
every time, and I'm just all for, and I'm just so blessed and grateful to be in their presence, and they teach me how to be me,
Mhm.
and they love me to know and will tell me, "Mommy, you're the best. You're the greatest. You're beautiful. We got you, Mommy. If something happens, we'll take care of you." I'm like,
That's beautiful. You got 4 little reflections of yourself, you know what I mean, to remind you, you know, when you forget.
mm-hmm.
And so that's a beautiful thing. And it's getting chilly.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank for those that tuned in. This is the first. It won't be the last. Thank you for tuning in to Taste Bud Therapy. And like and subscribe and share. I'm gonna put her information in. If you're in the DMV and if you got the bread to fly her out, please do. She got 4 mouths to feed. Fly her out to get that body work. Trust me, you won't be mad about it. You won't be disappointed. All right. Peace out.